know how this sounds. Another fake ghost story. Another desperate attempt for attention. But I promise you, if you were me, if you had to hear what I hear every single night, you wouldn't be so quick to call it fake. My sister, Emily, died in a car accident 6 years ago. She was 19, a freshman in college, full of life. Her laugh was loud, contagious. She was the kind of person who walked into a room and made it feel warmer. I was 21 at the time. I was her big brother. I was supposed to protect her. I failed. It happened on a Saturday night. The roads were wet from the storm earlier that day, the air thick with mist. We were coming back from a party. She was drunk, but I was sober. I was the responsible one. Until I wasn't. I wasn't speeding. I wasn't under the influence. But I made a mistake. A small, stupid mistake that lasted 4 seconds. I checked my phone. Just a glance. A quick look to see who had texted me. By the time I looked back up, the truck had already veered into our lane. The impact was instant. I remember the glass shattering, the metal bending, my head slamming into the steering wheel, and I blacked out. When I woke up, everything was too quiet. The kind of quiet that lets you know that something is terribly wrong. Emily wasn't moving. Her body was twisted on an impossible angle. Her face covered in blood. I don't know if she died on impact or if she suffered. The paramedics said she was gone by the time they got there. I told the police I didn't remember what happened, and they believed me, because the truck driver had been drinking. The blame fell on him. Case closed. No one ever questioned it. But Emily knew. The first call. The calls started a week after the funeral. It was 3:15 a.m. when my phone rang. I was still half asleep, disoriented, but I answered anyway.
Why did you let me die?
Her voice was crystal clear. No static, no distortion, just her. I dropped the phone. That was the first time, but not the last. The calls kept coming, every single night. Same time, same question.
Why did you let me die?
I stopped answering, but it didn't matter. She started leaving voicemails. Some were just silence. Others were breathing. Slow, wet breathing, like someone struggling to take their last breath. I changed my number, got a new phone, even moved to a different apartment, but it didn't stop. The nightmares. Then came the nightmares. At first, they were just flashes, headlights, screaming, the taste of blood. But then they got worse. I started seeing it from her perspective. I would feel the impact, hear my own screams. I would feel the glass slicing through my skin, the weight of the car crushing me. But the worst part? The moment before everything goes black. The moment where she realizes she's going to die. With a pure terror in her eyes. Every time I wake up gasping for air, and every time the phone rings. The text message. Last night was different. I didn't wake up from a nightmare. I woke up because I couldn't breathe. It felt like someone was pressing down on my chest, squeezing the air out of my lungs. I tried to sit up, but I couldn't move. Then my phone buzzed. A text message.
Look outside.
I didn't want to. I really didn't want to. But I did. And that's when I saw her. Emily. Standing under the streetlight. Her head tilted at an unnatural angle. Her arms hung limply at her sides. Her body still dressed in the clothes she died in. Blood-soaked jeans and a ripped hoodie. Her face was a mess of torn skin, shattered bone, and rage. But she was smiling. My phone rang. 3:15 a.m. I didn't answer. I just stared. And then she took a step forward. The truth. I don't know how long I stood there, frozen, watching her. But eventually my phone buzzed again. Another text.
Time's up.
The lights in my apartment flickered. The TV turned on by itself, playing static at full volume. My phone screen glitched, warping her last message, until the words twisted into something new.
I want you to see what I saw.
Then everything went black. When I woke up, I wasn't in my apartment anymore. I was sitting in my car the night of the accident. The truck was coming. I knew it was coming. I tried to move, to scream, to do anything, but I couldn't. This time, I wasn't in the driver's seat. I was in Emily's. I watched as I glanced down at my phone, as the headlights grew closer, as the impact ripped me apart from the inside out. And then, I woke up, back in my apartment. But something is different now. My phone isn't ringing at 3:15 anymore, because I don't need the calls. I remember everything. I remember what she saw. And I think I finally understand what she wants. I don't think this is over. Not yet.